Okay, so I've been using Copilot for a while now, and sometimes I'll find myself, or I'll find Copilot generating better code than me. So I just want to test it out and see if they could actually do that. So we have here a random number generator. So this is going to give us 10,000 random data points. We have a utility function that checks if a function is sorted and times it as well. And we have two bubble sorts, one generated by the Copilot and one that will be generated by me. So just gonna get started. So bubble sort, essentially it's a sort where you compare two values, and if the first one is greater, then you swap them, and you keep going, and you do meta iterations until everything is sorted. So let's start with the first one. Let's do I. We're gonna let I equal 0. We set I to be less than data.length, and we need I to go up. Next, we're going to set values. So data.I let v2 equals data.I plus plus or plus 1, and we need to compare v1 and v2. v1 is greater than v2, then we swap them. So to swap them, we're going to set a temporary value, and we're going to set the first data point to be v2, and we need to set the second data point, which should be the greater one, to v1. So that's only if it's greater, and that should provide us with one iteration. We're just going to test it out. Yep, it is not sorted. Let's actually see if we can do it without the temp to make it more optimized. I'll go with that later on. Next up, we need either another we need another for loop. We're going to set this to j equals 0, and this will be, that is, if j is more than 0, and I'll explain why in a second, because this needs to be data length and this needs to be j needs to go down. So essentially, think of it like this. You have a thing and it sorts, and we know that since it swaps, we know the last one will always be sorted. Then it goes again, but this time the sorting area decreases, and this is going to keep going until everything is sorted in proper place. So we have this working, we have this working. Use proper semicolons or proper brackets, and oops, and that should be a working bubble sort. Yep, but it takes 270 milliseconds. So let me see if I can optimize it. Like I said before, we can try to remove this because it might be already in the memory. See if that works. It does work, and that reduces it heavily. Next up, we're going to be replacing this with a slightly better one. So we need to set swap to false, and we need to do a while loop. So while swap, and we're going to do that. So essentially, we got to set j here. So j, we're going to put it at the top. So j equals the data.length, and we're going to say swap to false, and whenever it is swapped, we're going to say swap to true, and we're going to decrease j here. So hopefully that should work. It's not working. Let me see why. Oh yes, because this is set to false first. Let's see if that works. That does work. And I was saying that pilot is true even though it's not. What could that be? I'm really not sure what that could be. Let me get a console log of the data on Pilot. Oh, I see why. Because we sorted it first, so they get the sorted data. I think what we can do is we can just clone the data. Just clone it and see if that works. There we go. Now same Pilot. It's not sorted. We're gonna do the same on here. Perfect. So now we have a working bubble sort for the human side. We're gonna activate Copilot, and we're gonna get one for the AI side. So doing that. I think it is actually copying my code. So let's actually just remove this one for a bit, and let's try to see if it generates one without my code in the file. Here we go. We got this. And we also have this. They all seem pretty much the same. Let's do this one. Okay. And we're just gonna put in my code back. And let's test it out. So let's do a couple runs of this. For the first one, it seems like I have the more efficient code. Yep, more efficient. Mine's more efficient. And I think that's mostly because he set they set the type or the temp value, while I didn't because it's already in the memory. Let me see if we can get another one that could be more efficient. So this is copying my code, so we're not going to do that. Let's do this one. That one looks kind of confusing, but let's see. Okay, go do a couple more runs of this. And looks like my code always comes out on top. So yeah, there we have it. I'm really proud to say this, but my code works better than the AI code. Would I actually use this? No, I still recommend adding in the temp value because it will save a lot of headaches down the line if it doesn't work. And even with the temp value added, it's still not as efficient. So there we have it.